on the trail, getting a way late start. I had good intentions. I was up at 5. Had everything packed up inside my tent, getting ready to tear my tent down, and we had a thunderstorm roll through. Figured I might as well wait out the thunderstorm, which I did. It passed 15-20 minutes. Got out of my tent, and I had a buffalo in my camp. I kind of had to sneak out the back side of the tent and hung out in the shower house for a little bit, and then this nice couple, Dan, his wife, and his sister from Israel, who's over here visiting, invited me into their RV for coffee, which I happily obliged. And now we're finally getting going. So far it's been a really easy hike, which is really nice. It's been pretty, a lot of logging, but a lot of nice views too. Sprinkling off and on, but I will take that over the heat any day. I'm not exactly sure how far in on the trail I am. I'm guessing probably somewhere around 25 miles. And this is the first major tree obstacle I've had. I've had plenty of other things to deal with, but this is the first tree down, so no complaints there. Just took a quick snack break in this pretty spot. And now we're moving on north. I realize these latches are made for people on horses, but it makes it really, really hard for those of us that are vertically challenged. I've only ran into one other backpacker on this trip, and he warned me about this. He said this was really, really tough going, so we will see how it goes. Hello, Black Elk Wilderness. Goodbye, Custer. I would say that marking has been there a very, very long time. It was clouding up and thunder rumbling just a little bit ago, but I actually put my phone away, so this is my backup camera. It looks like it might blow over. Absolutely beautiful. One of my frustrations so far on this hike has been the lack of good places to set up a tent in the designated wilderness areas. So far, Black Elk Wilderness, I've found all kinds of them. So I hope that continues when I'm ready to stop for the night. With my luck though, who knows? I think hammocks would be a good choice on this trail. Somebody's been hard at work doing a lot of cleaning. And that's especially impressive. That's especially impressive because they can't use any power tools. So thank you to whoever did all the hard work. It's Been a long time since I saw one of those. I'm sure it's because of all the downed trees, but it sure is nice to get that confirmation though. The southbound backpacker that I met yesterday complained about all the horse damage in the Black Elk Wilderness. And I get it. And honestly, so far, and I'm not through it, I'm probably only halfway through it, it's not been as bad as what I was expecting based on what he said. And I don't know, I guess my take on it is, you know, it is their trail too. And I honestly think if it wasn't for the horses, there'd be parts of this trail that would be almost impossible to get through. I think they keep it open much more than they tear up. My thoughts anyway. Alright, I don't think it's going to show up real well because of the way the sun is. But right there is Mount Rushmore. I'm super excited. Sorry, I'm zoomed in. It's hard to stay still. Grizzly Creek. And some nice rocks to cross. Is it a common thing for people to bring their hang gliders on the trail? Must be. There's a sign saying don't do that. Well, I've actually surpassed my mileage goal for the day, which is a good thing, but now it's time to find a place to camp, and yeah, that's what I was afraid of. This is what I'm talking about for a backcountry campsite. Got a nice breeze, actually trying to dry some stuff out. Looks like it could storm. I hope I'm not too exposed. I'm kind of high up here, but not the highest point, so that's a good thing. Got a nice log to sit on, cook something up, and get back to setting up. Want to make sure I get everything inside before the rain comes, if it's coming. Well, here comes the storm. I'm guessing it was a good decision to stop and not try to push on to Horse Thief campground. That's my Lucy light you're looking at, waving in the wind. I guess we'll see how good my tent building skills are. My only real concern, I guess, is the trees, so we'll see if this was a good idea or not. Well, survived the night. Still pretty windy this morning, but not at all like last night. A lot of rain last night too. Can't really tell here, but I have a feeling the trail will be kind of muddy. There's the sun peeking over the rocks. I want to get going reasonably early this morning, but I am going to take some time and eat a big breakfast. Fuel for the day. Well, back on the trail and headed out. Headed north. Be interesting to see how close I actually was to the Horse Thief campground spur. But even if I'd gotten there, I still had 7/10 of a mile. Probably could have made it, but there was no guarantee there was even an open campsite. So I think we did fine last night. I really liked the spot. Just a little bit disconcerting with all the thunderstorms. Alright, we will check in later. We finally made it to the Horse Thief Spur. It was almost 7/10 of a mile from where I stopped. So add that and the 7/10 of a mile to hike into the campground. It was probably a good call to stop where I did. Plus I don't have to add miles. I would have added 1.4 miles to hike in and hike back. So I think it was a good call. Plus it was a pretty spot. This section of trail that I'm on right now is one that you can go around if you want to, if you take that spur trail into Horse Thief Campground, Horse Thief Lake Campground. Then you can actually go on out to the road and pick the CT back up on the north side of the campground. Made it to Horse Thief Lake. I probably would have done that. I probably would have done the Blue Blaze rather than backtrack. I don't know. I guess it would have depended on how I felt this morning. But this section's nice. It's a pretty walk through the woods. But so far, I'm not seeing anything that you really miss if you do that Blue Blaze. Just my thoughts. So I'm finishing up my last few miles here in Black Elk Wilderness. So far, what I can see as far as tent camping is the first couple miles on the south end. I know I already mentioned that. Had some nice tent camp spots. And honestly, these last few miles so far, I'm not quite sure how much I have to go yet. There's been some nice spots along here too. There were better spots up top, but it was so windy I didn't figure you would be able to hear me. Lots of hammock opportunities. The biggest thing in here is, since it's wilderness, they don't thin the trees, so you got to be really, really careful picking your spot. Here is to do this little stretch up to this Semelius, maybe, trailhead, and maybe go a few more miles past there and find some place to camp here. I'd love to make it to Sheridan Lake Campground, but I don't know that I got another 10 miles in me. No sleep last night is really kind of hitting me hard today. No train. Sure heard him earlier though. Well, I made it to the tunnel, and it's really looking like another storm rolling in. Maybe I should just hold up there for a little while. Doesn't look super comfy though. Well, hello cows. Just passing through, I promise. I'm just glad that I'm following this trail and not the one you're on. So I talked to somebody earlier that said that he saw a big mountain lion in this area. I told my husband, and he said, well, don't let him see you struggling going uphill. Yeah, right. I'm struggling. Just listening to the leaves rustle. And the highway not too far away. About a half a mile back, I decided I was going to find the next good camp spot and set up for the night. And this is pretty much what I'm into. Where I'm going to set up for the night, somehow. Just a little frustrating because between the rocks and the cow patties, it's hard to find a suitable flat spot. I was actually having a pretty good day up until I set camp. I have a sleeping pad that is no longer holding air, which is a big bummer. And somehow I managed to lose 2 tent stakes. You just can't really see that, can you? Maybe if I zoom in. Anyway, they're being held down by rocks, which I don't think is going to hold. I just hope we don't have thunderstorms like we did last night. Well, my rock stakes held. It's a little bit of an uncomfortable night with my uninflated sleeping pad. Not too bad though. Nice cool morning. Plan is to go to Sheridan Lake and hopefully fill up on water there, take a break, eat some lunch, and then move on. I found my missing stakes. That makes me feel much, much better. Stuff down in the bottom of my pack. I swear I looked there yesterday 2 or 3 times, but there they are. Yay! Well, there's always a chance that you find out just past where you stopped would have been a perfect place to camp. I am just up the hill from where I was. Plenty of flat, no rocks. Oh well. Another great spot for camp if you have nice weather, as in not a lot of wind and no thunderstorms. Nice view from here. Well, there's what I just came up and over. It really doesn't look that high until you're going up and over it. I can see Sheridan Lake through the trees. Somewhere down there, I'm hoping to stop for a lunch break. Found Sheridan Lake. I'm by one of the campground loops. I'm gonna go find some water and a place to sit and have some lunch. Made it to the other side of the lake. I know you can never really tell in the video, but it's a pretty good ways down there. I definitely don't want to take a misstep here. It's getting really overcast. Now we get across the dam. I think every gate that I have come across so far has been different. I think it's a test. So I almost screwed up here. I kept following the nice wide path. I saw the sign, didn't look at the arrow, and had to backtrack a little ways to be able to see that this is the way I'm supposed to go. I'm just glad I didn't go very far. I'm good on water, but there's a water trough that I know some I've had to use. I guess it's better than nothing. Home for the night. Definitely got the view going on tonight. And look, stakes, not rocks. Yay me. Up early this morning, starting to get light. Sun's not really peeking its head up yet. I don't know if it will. It's a pretty gray morning. Want to get an early start. Have a cabin waiting for me at the end of the day. Very excited about that. Just wanted to share the view. A lot of rain last night, not thunderstorm, just steady rain pretty much all night, but beautiful. I think Brush Creek is kind of aptly named here. Kind of feel like I'm bushwalking. Alright, so after losing the trail 2 or 3 times and a half a dozen climbing over down trees and under down trees, I'm just going to follow the road that's also marked as a Centennial Trail. Yep, this is really the trail. At least we have a bridge. I definitely hope I'm on the trail because it's not like I'm going to see any signs. There does seem to be a bit of a footpath down here, so that's what I'm following. Hope it's not a cow path. I guess I was wrong. There is a sign. In case you can't tell, this stuff is quite a bit over my head.